Another couple of team cars, the Murdochs, of course, the 82 and 83 D machines. So that's John in 82, Josh Murdoch in 83. They've been finding good form here of late. Isaac Hodgson in the 199, Harry Greer in the 17. Billy Greer, correction, in the 17. Another couple of graduates of the Youth Saloon grade. Of course, Youth Saloon, 12 to 16 years of age, 1600cc. Isaac Hodgson still running the 1600 car in amongst the production saloon field and goes really, really well. 24D is Cody Glover. He's made the step up out of the youth saloon grade. Cody Glover, very aggressive young racer, and certainly got the results to back up that transition up into production saloons. 19D, that's Michelle Cuff in the Thirsty Liquor Big Falcon. Michelle Cuff has been competing here at Beachlands Speedway with good success over a number of years, and always a good hard racer, Michelle Cuff in the 19D machine. Good to see. Great presentation on these production saloons. 6i Stephen Nicholas. Looks like near new panels on that little machine, and great to see. Could be some rubber donuts up the doors though at the end of this one. Production saloons love to race 2 wide, 3 wide at times. Of course, rear-wheel drive cars in amongst a field of predominantly front-wheel drive cars these days. Lights are down, green is in the air. We're going to get a start this time by Alan Kirk to bring them to the flag from outside pole. Very slow run to the flag, but it is about to kick off. Green is waving, we're underway. Alan Kirk jumps out to an early lead in the 37D machine. Looks like Regan Constable looking to make moves around the outside of Bailey Mitchell, battling for 3rd position. And action aplenty down through the field. Bailey Mitchell down on the bottom of the racetrack. Regan Constable, though, all over the back of him, gets him a little bit unsettled down the front stretch. Alan Kirk with a big push right up to the wall at turn 1. Bailey Mitchell closing right in on him. We've got contact down through the field. Big slide from Isaac Hodgson in the 199. Tank slapper down the back straight from a couple of other cars, but back to the front we go. Bailey Mitchell putting the pressure on Alan Kirk in the 37D. At the front of this one, Bailey Mitchell now looks to cut underneath Alan Kirk. 2 wide down the back straight. Mitchell backs out of that one. Looks to the outside now. Long way for Bailey Mitchell in the 78. Making it stick though, we're 2 wide under the flag stand. Lead change, Bailey Mitchell. Leads through 1 and 2 this time by Alan Kirk, just struggling to keep the Big Falcon flying in the 37. Good performance from the 89 of Brad McKee. Running around the outside of Regan Constable. That's 3rd and 4th, battling 2 wide. Regan Constable inside of Brad McKee. They're still 2 wide down the back straight. 3rd place battle, and it's a heated one. Lap traffic to contend with. It's the 76 of Alicia Gillies. Just forces Constable and McKee up high and wide on the racetrack. McKee drops out of that one, back into line. Bailey Mitchell though, clean pair of heels. Alan Kirk 2nd. Constable now closing on Kirk. 2nd, 3rd, 4th coming together on the racetrack. But shut the gate, Bailey Mitchell with a huge lead. He's got all of 1 and 2, where momentarily we've got contact at turn 2. That's McKee on Constable. McKee come off 2nd best there, actually got out to the outside wall. Bailey Mitchell knows nothing of it though, with a sizable lead in the 78 machine. Michelle Cuff to the infield with right front suspension damage. Bailey Mitchell struggling to pick his way now through a couple of lappers, but Alan Kirk 2nd place, holding off Regan Constable. Brad McKee It looks like Jake Barr in the Nissan Primera next back. So 10 laps the distance. The lap's winding down. Bailey Mitchell will be ready to see a white flag on the flag stand this time by. 1 to go for race leader Bailey Mitchell in the 78. And you can see how congested this lapped traffic is. Putting a lap on the 6i of Stephen Nicholas down the back straight as the field streams under the white flag. Bailey Mitchell, the class of this one in the 78D machine, comes off turn 4. Heat 1 Production Saloons to Bailey Mitchell in the 78D. 2 wide across the stripe, photo finish. I think it was Regan Constable in the 63, got to the line. By 0.2 of a second, Regan Constable over Alan Kirk, so that was 2 wide at the stripe. Of course, all of these vehicles with transponders, which detect each time they cross the timing strip, so very accurate lap scoring, electronic lap scoring these days in Speedway. Well, put your hands together, folks. Bailey Mitchell, Johnson's Direct Logistics on the side of that car.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Thanks, Jason, and perfect timing as the revs come up. The green is in the air for the Otago Stock Car Championship Heat 1. The Feral Ferret in the 228. That's Jacob Garrick off the front row. The Super Stock will run away with this one, but count him out for the title. So leading the way, there's a good melee taking place there at turn 1 and 2. Peter Knight barges his way through. Looks like Harry Greer and Luke Fellow going to work down the back straight. Peter Knight fires in on Harry Greer, takes him to the wall. Race leader, the 18 of Aaron Borthwick, getting chased hard by the 337 of Fisher. Jason Fisher, of course, from Riverside Speedway. Jacob Bolton in the 861, the young gun out of the Bolton Racing team. Next back, Peter Knight did well to get through that early melee to be running a good, strong 4th position at the moment. Aaron Borthwick coming under increasing pressure from Jason Fisher in the 337. We go 2 wide down the back straight. Will Borthwick attempt to make some contact? No, he won't, but look at Peter Knight charging in on Jacob Bolton for 3rd position. Peter Knight means business here at the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway. Jacob Bolton, he's a young fella, but he gives as good as he gets. Don't you worry about that. The 861 machine can hit. Jason Fisher leading the way from Borthwick in the 18D. Looks like Jacob Bolton showing a little bit more speed than Peter Knight. Peter Knight doing all he can to get to him, but Jacob Bolton, he's up on the cushion now and found some great track speed. As he runs down the 18 car of Aaron Borthwick, goes to the outside. Borthwick, unintentional contact by the looks. He understeered up into the side of the Bolton Racing Team machine. The junior phantom, of course, Jacob Bolton. So Fisher, 337i, Jason Fisher leading the way. Harry Greer going to work on a 49 decar of Corey Campbell down through the field. There's a bear you don't want to poke. Corey Campbell in the 49D machine. A renowned hitter out of the street stock grade. Looks like Harry Greer with a little bit too much pace. Campbell actually coming under attack now from the 228. Of Jacob Garrick. And of course the super stock being pedalled by Alan Finch. In the 48D machine. Race leader though, we find him on the racetrack. It's the 337, Jason Fisher. Clean pair of heels so far. Jacob Bolton though is running him down. Peter Knight goes to work on Corey Campbell. Corey Campbell, welcome to stock car racing. Jason Fisher feeling the heat now from Jacob Bolton. Bolton to the point. Fisher really struggling now, dropping well back into the grasp of Peter Knight by the looks of things. Jacob Bolton ticks another lap off. Jason Fisher now with Peter Knight all over the back of him. Peter Knight, will he use the bumper? You betcha. It's a good run down the back straight. Into turn 3 we go. We've got one to the infield. That's Harry Greer. He's a lap down. Peter Knight, bumper on. Bumper on again, Peter Knight, as we take the white flag. Jacob Bolton in the 861. The young fella, the junior phantom out of the Bolton Racing team, doing the job. Brings it to the checkered. Jacob Bolton, the 861. Peter Knight, Jason Fisher, that's your top 3. We have to wait a long time for the 18D machine of Aaron Borthwick. And it's Luke Fellows, Harry Greer, Corey Campbell. So a little bit of bumper action coming in from the 27I car of 27D machine, correction, of Peter Knight. Awesome looking stock car, retro looking stock car. Peter Knight's 27D machine. Jacob Bolton though, untouchable, Heat 1 and the Rico Otago Stock Car Championships. Some more water goes into the racetrack. Certainly slicked off a lot down at 3 and 4 for the Holden Trade Club saloon race a little bit earlier. Hopefully that track can come back as the light fades here tonight. Next on the dummy grid, it looks like youth saloons. Good strong field of youth saloons as always here at the Rock FM Beachlands Speedway. Pay them off, folks. 861, Jacob Bolton. Force to be reckoned with in the last few race meetings here at Beachlands Speedway in the stock car grade. Jacob Bolton. So we have a look at the Valvoline replay. Peter Knight got the bumpers on. Jason Fisher with a wee bumper on Borthwick early on in that one. That was for the lead. Borthwick struggling with handling in that machine. Peter Knight, he dishes it out, does Peter Knight. He used to dish it out in the street stocks, and no different here. Bumper, that was down under the control tower to take position.
Got a broken computer? Don't throw it in the bin.
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Has your TV or toaster blown up?
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Be a superhero. Recycle your electronics today. You don't even need to leave your home or business. They'll pick up most items anywhere in the Wellington-Kapiti region. E-Waste Services. They recycle anything with a plug. Head online to ewasteservices.co.nz or call 564 5464.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Great field of youth saloons as always. 12 to 16 years of age, two-wheel drive up to 1600cc. So of course, well and truly the territory of Hondas, Toyotas. Of course, the VTEC Hondas seem to be the story. A lot of 4AGE Toyotas out there as well. Category originally devised at Riverside Speedway as a alternative to the youth mini stock grade, and I must say it's certainly brought some talent through over the last few seasons, and full credit to Beachlands Speedway for adopting this youth category. Couple of grand or $3 you can have your kid out there and racing. And of course, where better to learn racecraft, sportsmanship, competitiveness, and of course driver skills, as we've seen from the likes of Harry Greer, Zane Tahura, some of the graduates out of this youth saloon grade. Hayden Graves, one from Riverside that's made the step up down there into adult production saloons and going very strongly, of course. Isaac Hodgson, much the same here at Beachlands Speedway. So the front row, the 18D of Ella Simpson on the outside of the front row. Savannah Simon on the inside of that row. The 157 is Harrison Brown. 41D, Alex Crosby. It's a travelling car, 41I, I'm sorry, the travelling car from Riverside Speedway. Tyler Kelk, one to watch in the 48D machine. Another to watch down through the field is the 52 of Ryan Glover. 13D, Lucy Greer. If you think some of these names sound familiar, they are. The Speedway families through and through. The Greers, the Glovers, the Simons, of course. Elena Johnson in the 23D machine. Of course, Glenn Johnson running in the modified sprint grade. We'll see a little bit later on. In fact, next up, the modified sprint sitting on the dummy grid waiting in the wings. 26D, Shannon Simon. Nico Tahura in the 75D. So the Tahura is, of course, another Speedway family through and through. Zara Lee in the 37D machine. So great to see. Of course, it's the next generation of drivers. Hopefully get hooked on the sport and spend a long, long time coming back, entertaining the punters. Good to see a good crowd of you out there in the arena at the moment. Hopefully enjoying the action. The Rock FM, of course, primary arena sponsor. And we owe a huge debt to the Rock FM here for all they do in promoting the Beachlands Speedway Club. Ricky Bolton, of course, promoter, puts on a great show, and a lot of credit must go to, of course, the committee and all the volunteers behind the scenes. It's no small feat putting on a show with so many moving parts, so many forces moving in different directions, different grades, different categories, different budgets, of course. So sponsorship hugely, hugely valuable to the sport of Speedway. Possibly a little bit of sunstrike beginning to come into the equation as the youth saloons run down the front straight. Looks like they've been signalled 2 more times by. you're wondering, the cars with the high-vis flailing behind them, the 94, Jacob Campbell, the 193, that's Ella Innes. That the vehicle's on the mentor program. So your first few meetings, of course, you get a senior driver mentoring you, showing you the ropes, talking you through things, and once they deem they are up to speed, so to speak, and safety procedures, gridding up, etc., they will come off the mentor program and be turned loose. No shortage of good, competitive, young youth production saloon competitors on display. It's the Rock FM. Holden, Colorado pulls to the infield. Lights are down. We're going to get a start this time by. So Ella Simpson outside of the front row. Savannah Simon inside of the front row. Ones to watch right through it. Tyler Kelk in the 48. Ryan Glover in the 52. Shannon Simon in the 26. Green in the air. Green waving. We're underway. Ella Simpson off to a good start. Contact down at turn 1. Ella Simpson. Savannah Simon made contact. Oh, there's a melee down through the field. Nose to tail contact. The 828 looked like it checked up. That's Maddie Stewart. Just finding her way down the back straight. Ella Simpson leads this one to the stripe. Look at the 41i machine. Alex Crosby to the outside, down at 1 and 2. Ella Simpson with a big flat slide up the racetrack. Crosby, though, in the lead. The 157i Harrison Brown flying in the Honda Civic in second place. Look at the 15i. It's Riverside first, second, and third at the moment. That's Josh Livingston. One of the hard chargers out of Riverside Speedway. Shannon Simon, though, taking the fight to the front three. The 26D machine with a good run has to check up. Coming out onto the back straight. Has a half look down at turn 3. We've got a good close race to the first 4 cars. Could throw a blanket over them at this stage. Shannon Simon up in the 3rd position. Shannon Simon now looking high and wide on the racetrack. It's going to equate to a big, strong run down the back straight. Just a little wobble. Oh, lap traffic, they check up. This is where things get a little bit messy. Shannon Simon picked the outside, has taken the lead. We were 3 wide briefly with lappers in amongst it. Shannon Simon from 3rd to 1st. In one fell swoop in the 26D machine. The 157 of Harrison Brown next back. Then we go to Livingston in the 15i. The 4AGE absolutely singing under the bonnet of the 26D machine. Shannon Simon. Brown in the 157 doing all he can. Harrison Brown looking lower on the racetrack. Tin Boy, Harrison Brown. A lot of rev limiter action now coming out of Livingston's car, the 15i machine. Holy smokes, down the back straight, big contact as the 13D machine of Lucy Greer made her way back out onto the racetrack. That was a heart stopper. Shannon Simon leading this one. Damage now to the front of Harrison Brown's. 2 wide for the lead. Here we go, folks, at 1 and 2. Harrison Brown digging around the outside. Shannon Simon working a little bit lower on the racetrack. Simon now under huge pressure from Harrison Brown. They've cleared out over 3rd place. It's the 41 of Alex Crosby. So it's Simon in the 26, Brown in the 157. We've got a car in the wall coming off turn 4. Yellows are on for that reason. Just as Brown looked to be making a move through lap traffic. So Shannon Simon, race leader, 10 laps the distance. 8 laps completed. So it's Livingston in the 15i. Unfortunate for Livingston, he was running right up at the pointy end of that one, Josh Livingston. That little 1600 VTEC Honda was absolutely singing. Closing speed, of course, proving to be the difference. The closing speed on some of these lappers. And, perhaps some of the competitors with not a huge amount of experience to pick that closing speed and pick the correct lane. So unfortunately there was a little bit of contact as they made their way through the lappers there, but reasonably well handled, I thought, by Shannon Simon and Livingston. Harrison Brown, sorry. There was some contact down the back straight. I believe we caught that on the footage, but boy, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than it was. As Toe Mater gets in behind Josh Livingston in the 15i, he'll give him a gentle shove to the infield, will he, or will it be hooked on the rope? Lights are down, green is up. So it's the last lap, green and white simultaneously, and Shannon Simon has jumped away to a comfortable lead to bring it round to the checkered. Harrison Brown has gone terminal down the back straight. Unfortunate for Harrison Brown. So Shannon Simon ecstatic across the line with a big fist pump. Shannon Simon in the 26D machine. 41i Alex Crosby second. Looks like Nico Tahura brought it home third. Riley McCabe in the 661, then Tyler Kelk in the 48. And a few lappers mixed through the field beyond that. So Shannon Simon convincing in the 26D. Fraser, though, takes the green and gets out to an early lead. We go 3 wide. Look at Michael Jackson. Looking round the outside of Glenn Johnson in the 23. Can't get that done. Throws it down the inside. Bargeboard contact. Close run thing. Michael Jackson, he throws down, let me tell you. Jaden Fraser leading the way. Vernon Helms chasing hard. Michael Jackson all the way up into third. And it's Glenn Johnson with Jesse Huback breathing down his neck. Jaden Fraser ticks off another one. 16.31 the lap speed. Jaden Fraser, clean pair of heels now. Michael Jackson running down Vernon Helms. Michael Jackson looks racy. The move he threw on Glenn Johnson down at turn 3, lap 1. Aggression and buckets from Michael Jackson. Jaden Fraser down at 3 and 4. Vernon Helms, Michael Jackson, Glenn Johnson coming back at him. Glenn Johnson's car. The tyres perhaps coming up to temp and pressure. Glenn Johnson looking racy. Racier at 3 and 4 though, than he is at 1 and 2. As the gap opens back out. Jaden Fraser ticks off a 16.0 second lap. Fast time though, 15.8. 1 lap ago. Jaden Fraser checking out. Michael Jackson now getting ever closer to Vernon Helms. Battling too wide down the front straight. Michael Jackson looks to the outside. Can he find the real estate higher on the racetrack? No, he can't. Gets the run down the back though. We're still too wide. Michael Jackson doing the job around the outside of Vernon Helms. 2 lanes of racing. Too wide we go. Michael Jackson slams the door at turn 1. Makes the spot with a 16.0 lap whilst making the pass. Michael Jackson looking racy as you like here at Beachlands Speedway. Jaden Fraser knows nothing about it though. He's checked out of this one, shut the gate, he's gone. Michael Jackson passed a lot of cars. Certainly looking the raciest. Almost overcooks Sakuma at 3 and 4 does Michael Jackson. He's also now into the 15-second lap bracket, the 15.9. Jaden Fraser comfortably in the lead from Michael Jackson. Now comfortable over Vernon Helm. Glenn Johnson going on with that battle. 12 laps the distance. We've ticked 10 off already, folks. They rack him up. White flags coming out for Jaden Fraser. We got 1 to go. Unassailable lead from Jaden Fraser. Didn't put a foot wrong starting from the front row. Oh, Glenn Johnson's gone around on the final lap. Won't affect the result though for Jaden Fraser, who takes heat 1 of the modified sprints. Michael Jackson, the thriller in the 54i machine, runs a good positive second. Vernon Helms in the 6i car, third. Glenn Johnson, the spinner on the white flag lap. Glenn Johnson in the 23D. So Blacks Fasteners B&T looking after Jaden Fraser.
For any powder coating job, no matter the size, Invercargill's powder line can deliver the desired professional finish, specialising in powder coating and thermoplastic coating for any aluminium or steel items. Powder line services are suitable for both domestic and commercial purposes with 2 large ovens on site. Powder line can powder coat anything from mag wheels, car parts, gates, sprint car frames to house flashings, garden seats and aluminium window frames. With 280 colours on site for customers to choose from, we have access to thousands more, which are available by order. Give the friendly office staff a call to book your job in now.
Big business or small business, we've got mobile solutions to give any size business an edge. Our regionally based account managers can scope your business and deliver to your evolving needs. Take control of your team's business mobiles with individual plans or shared data pools, along with solutions that offer increased control over device and data security and the flexibility to easily manage your team's mobiles and apps. Whatever your business, whatever your size, talk to your Spark customer lead or business hub today.
Yeah, well said from George Phillips, and great to see a race car driver say it like it is. Isn't that right, Jace? They don't tend to muck around in Speedway land. Green in the air. Street stock, heat 1 action. With a great big field of street stocks. Lockie McLean in the meat wagon inside of the front row. Matt Stewart outside of that front row, but class and quality right through this one. Matt Stewart burns him off the start line. Scotty Price is already under fire from the 66 of Will Brown. Scotty Price in that 56D machine. Is he going to turn himself? He is. He gets some assistance from the 86 car. We've got spinners through the field. Jesse Helms, one of them. There's a car park over there at turn 3. Some action coming in at turn 1 as well. Race leader Matt Stewart, Benji Smale next. Then it's Shire McCardry. Good speed been shown early by Matt Stewart. Clint Gillies went for a scary, scary ride through the infield there. Got awfully close to the water truck from where I am. As we have a look at the Hulk, Craig Blackler. Spinners in front of him. That's the 86 car gone round. It's of course Chris Kurgazoo. Scotty Price gets dealt to by the 18 of Cody Finch. Scotty Price, the spinner. Matt Stewart leading the way though in the 828. Benji Smale giving chase, but there's a lapper between them. Benji Smale now coming under fire from Shire McCardry. Turn our attention to this battle pack that features the Hulk. Clint Gillies overcooking the Coomera down there in front of the race leader, so Matt Stewart picks his way through that one. Now got the 6-eye of Zach Newsham to deal with. He's all over the road in front of our race leader. Matt Stewart though shows his class, picks his way through, goes to work on another lapper. That's the 24 machine of Hayden Williams. Spinners in front of our race leader, Matt Stewart. To the inside. The 59 car is second, that's Benji Smale. So Matt Stewart puts a couple of lappers between himself and his closest challenger. Cody Finch, fastest car on the racetrack in the 18D machine. Keep an eye on Cody Finch, flying under the radar, not far back from the race leaders, to be fair. Matt Stewart puts a lap on the Hulk, Craig Blackler. Runs high and wide to avoid any kind of attack from the Hulk. The Hulk looks like he may have a look at him as the reds come on. Possibly some debris on the racetrack. Can't quite pick it from my vantage point. The reds are on. The Isuzu Moo will tell the story. Matt Stewart, race leader from Shire McCardry, who has got around the 59 of Benji Smale. So let me talk you through it, folks. The 828 over there at turn 3. Matt Stewart, the Black Commodore, race leader. Second place, the 29 car of Shire McCardry. Then the 59D of Benji Smale. He's your Otago champion. Then Cody Finch in the 18D machine. That's your top 4, and a long way back to Ben Jenkins in the 345. He's all the way down here at turn 1. Green waves were underway once more. Could be white flag next time by for Matt Stewart. Shire McCardry though is absolutely charging. We've got a car, didn't get away at all. That's a 62 as the white flag comes out. We may go under caution again. Carl Thompson stranded down there at turn 1. Field streaming through, but we'll move back to our race leader, Matt Stewart. He's in the middle of a gaggle of lappers. Matt Stewart, the 828, comes to the checkered. Under the checkered he goes. Matt Stewart, heat 1. Winner, then it's Shire McCardry. Cody Finch got up to 3rd position. Benji Smale next back. Ben Jenkins throws the big Scandinavian to take 4th position. Dan Black was 6th. Lockie McLean 7th, but boy, it was very strung out.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe dig methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
Not sure how old Alan Kirk is, but I can tell you counting's not my strength, and it's a high number. Green in the air. Callum Stanley inside of the front row leads him to the green. We're racing. We're 3 wide down the front straight. There's contact. Murdy got a wee tag from Michelle Cuff. Isaac Hodgson looking to make hay while the sun shines in the 199 in second position. Car park in the middle of the field. Michelle Cuff bouncing around like a pinball machine at the moment. They sort themselves out. Callum Stanley leading this one from Isaac Hodgson, Josh Murdoch. That's your top three. A bumper bouncing down the front straight away. And we're under caution for debris. Boy, oh boy, that had everything. The opening lap of the production saloon race. Heat number 2, Callum Stanley off to a flyer. Bailey Mitchell back there in the 78D machine. He won the first heat. Be worth keeping an eye on. Bailey Mitchell in the 78D car. Callum Stanley. Been racing a few seasons now, perhaps 4 seasons in the production saloon grade. Smorgasbord of Hondas on his resume. Started with a wee Civic that met its end at turn 2 in his first season. Ended in a broken ankle for Callum Stanley. Moved on to an Accord, I believe, and now in the Tornio. Full restart. Production saloon action. Callum Stanley will be ruining that. He got out to an early lead, but it was all on, folks. It was 3 wide on the green. Bailey Mitchell back there in the red 78D car. Won the first heat. Will be looking to get some points in this one. Green is in the air. Lights are down. We're going to go racing once more. 10 laps the distance. Green is up. Green is down. And again, Murdy in the 83D machine. Josh Murdoch. He goes upstairs on Jake Barr in the 32. Nothing doing though. Michelle Cuff with a much better start this time. Oh my God, Isaac Hodgson with a tank slapper down the back straight. Luckily got it to the infield and didn't spear up into the traffic. Isaac Hodgson. Great save from the 199. Callum Stanley at the point of this one. We look down through the field. Alan Kirk battling. Callum Stanley's gone terminal. Callum Stanley race leader to the infield. Wow, disappointment out the gate, the 85D car. But it's all on. It means Josh Murdoch now leads the way. Michelle Cuff finds herself in second position, and look at Bailey Mitchell on the inside of Michelle Cuff. Battling now 2 wide down the back straight. Bailey Mitchell, Michelle Cuff, they're still 2 wide at 3. They're still 2 wide at 4. Bailey Mitchell gets it done. Michelle Cuff tucks in the line now under pressure from the 31 car. 32 car, my eyes. Blake Murdoch. Oh, Michelle Cuff hit the wall hard at turn 3. Michelle Cuff dropping down through the field. It's on for the lead now. Look at Josh Murdoch under pressure from Bailey Mitchell, who fires it on into turn 1 and 2. Josh Murdoch covered him off low on the racetrack. Blake Murdoch now buys into it, that Nissan Primera. In third position, looking very racy. Oh, Bailey Mitchell with a right rear puncher. Bailey Mitchell's to the infield. They're dropping like flies here. Josh Murdoch leading the way over Blake Murdoch. 89 Brad McKee now looking very racy. 10 laps the distance. We're on the 7th. And it's Josh Murdoch. Things settle down briefly. Josh Murdoch leading the way. Blake Murdoch in the 32i machine from Riverside. Now beginning to close in on the race leader, who just takes his time rounding up the lapped 76 machine. And it's on for the lead. It's on for the lead. We're too wide down the back straight. It's Murdoch and Murdoch. Blake on the inside. Josh Murdoch squeezes him down to the pole line. The big Falcon though, wallowy through 3 and 4, and Blake Murdoch. All or nothing written across the windscreen strip. And isn't it just that? Under now real pressure from the 89T machine of Brad McKee. Blake Murdoch, Josh Murdoch, Brad McKee as they race to the white. Blake Murdoch now leading the way. Last lap. Through 1 and 2 we go. Josh Murdoch holding off Brad McKee. Looks like it might be all she wrote, folks. Blake Murdoch fends off one last fight back from Josh Murdoch. So it's Blake Murdoch in the 32i machine from the 83D of Josh Murdoch. Then Brad McKee in the 89 car. Looked like Regan Constable was next back in the 63. Then John Murdoch, Alan Kirk. As the 32i machine of Blake Murdoch pulls up and grabs a well-deserved checkered flag. Well, they dropped like flies. Callum Stanley went terminal out of the lead in the 85D machine. Bailey Mitchell with a right rear puncher. Disappointing for your Heat 1 winner in the 78D car.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz. At Wholesale Tyres in Whakatane.
Need truck tyres? Wholesale tyres. Good tyres, better prices, great people.
The young gun, Jacob Bolton in 861. Then it's the Feral Ferret, the 228, Jacob Garrick. Aaron Borthwick, Corey Campbell, and Jason Fisher. Revs are up. Green is down, we're away, and it's Luke Fellow. Gets away to an early jump, but Peter Knight nerfs him out of the way to lead through turn 1 and 2, lap 1. Peter Knight out to an early lead. Luke Fellow in 131, chasing hard. Aaron Borthwick getting into Jacob Bolton down there at 3 and 4. Race leader Peter Knight. Oh, Fellow's gone terminal. Luke Fellow to the infield. Disappointed. The 131D leaves a really big lead for Peter Knight. Aaron Borthwick and Jacob Bolton going at it hammer and tong for second. But look at this battle. Further back, Harry Greer's in it. Jason Fisher looking on as Zane Tahura took to Garrick in the 228 car, hit him hard and has put him out of action. The Feral Ferret trying to refire the 228 machine. Zane Tahura running right up round the fence at 1 and 2. The Ferret out of action, the 228. Zane Tahura overcooks it at 3 and 4. Peter Knight's checked out. Aaron Borthwick has got away on Jacob Bolton. The Reds come on. That's for the Ferret down here in the 228 machine. Jacob Garrick copped a shot from Jason Fisher. From Tahura, I believe. put him out of action. So whether the car just had a flame out and couldn't be refired, I'm not sure, but certainly rolled to a stop, and he'll get pushed to the infield. Zane Tahura on screen. Zane Tahura a lap down. He got involved in the contact there on Garrick. Green and racing. Peter Knight's away. Borthwick chasing in the 18 car. Harry Greer with a big oversteer, snap understeer. At 3 and 4, struggling a little bit. With Zane Tahura driving very slowly around the outside of the racetrack at turn 2. I wonder if he has an eye on the mirror. Here comes our race leader. This will tell us. He may have an issue. Is Campbell going to work on Harry Greer? Campbell feeds himself into the fence. Harry Greer looked like he brake checked him, and Corey Campbell overexcited perhaps, as I'm sure we will go to red very shortly if Corey Campbell can't refire. And here we go, it's the red. It's the 49D machine. Firewood Cheap Heat Limited looking after the 49D car of Corey Campbell. Roll Right Fabrications, Bridgestone on the side of the race car. Green is on, we're away. Peter Knight, race leader, gets in through turn 1 and 2. Aaron Borthwick just rounding up Harry Greer down the front straight. Zane Tahura in the 88, still travelling very slowly as our race leader. Zapped by Harry Greer and Borthwick. Greer going to have a crack at Borthwick, is he? Some action perhaps. Borthwick knows the lead of the race is a long, long way up the road, so he's just mindful of the block from Harry Greer. Gets around, and Greer now, eyes in the mirrors. Jason Fisher around the outside of Greer. Here comes the race leader, so this will tell the story. It's Peter Knight. Looks to arrive on the scene, but Greer's attacking Jacob Bolton. Harry Greer looking to get a bumper on Jacob Bolton. Eyes in the mirror now, again perhaps. No, he goes after Bolton, he's chasing him. The 33D machine chasing the 861. Peter Knight on the 27. Lap ahead of these cars. Knows he's got no heat from behind, so will not be afraid to use the bumpers to get rid of them if he needs to. Peter Knight gets into the back of Greer. Good, solid contact. He's on the white flag lap. Greer's gone terminal to the infield as Harry Greer. So Peter Knight is going to bring it to the checkered. Peter Knight, comfortable victory in the 27D machine. Jason Fisher, second place, but he's a whole lap behind, folks. Jason Fisher in the 337. Aaron Borthwick in the 18D. He's going to run third, crossing the stripe now. Well, boy, it's strung out. Peter Knight comfortably takes heat 2 of the Rico Otago Stock Car Champs. A race that had a little bit of everything. Luke Fellow went terminal early in the 131, pulled to the infield. Harry Greer did the same late in the race. Jacob Garrick copped a shot from Zane Tahura, the midway point, and couldn't refire the car. waiting in the wings. Green we go with Youth Saloons. Zara Lee Tahura once again leads the way into turn 1. Shannon Simon looking to run around the outside. Hits that same rut from earlier over there at turn 2, correction. 34 car Ben Howard stacks it into turn 3. Looking racy. Zara Lee Tahura leading the way. We're 2 wide, 2 by 2 down through the field. Shannon Simon and Ben Howard. The Toyota's going at it. Another Toyota, Tyler Kelk in the 48 car getting involved. Ella Simpson in the 18 looking to buy in. Hasn't she improved in the 18D machine? Ella Simpson. Zara Lee Tahura. Honda leading the way. Rev limiter action from some of the cars further down through the field. I think the Invercargill cars possibly running a slightly smaller tyre selection on the Invercargill cars, buzzing the limiter. The long straights and tight corners here at Beachlands Speedway. A little bit unique in the layout. A lot of tracks have much rounder corners, shorter straights. Always makes for good racing here at Beachlands. Zara Lee Tahura still leading the way. Tyler Kelk looking to get something done in the 48D machine. Lap traffic now becomes a factor. The 7D machine of Savannah Simon moves around the inside. They're all having a crack in this one. It's like the car park of the Meridian Mall on Christmas Eve. Tripping over each other. Shannon Simon, there's carnage. Ryan Glover, Shannon Simon and Alex Crosby got to know each other real well down the back straight that time by. They all soldier on though, as does Zara Lee Tahura leading the way. Tyler Kelk, Ella Simpson, then Josh Livingston. That's your top 4 in a great race here with the Youth Saloons. Shannon Simon slapped the fence coming out of turn 2 that time by, but back to the front we go. Zara Lee Tahura, Tyler Kelk, Ella Simpson, with one of the best runs we've seen out of Ella Simpson in the 18D machine. Josh Livingston coming under fire from Savannah Simon. Good, clean racing at the front. Livingston now looking to go the long way. Oh, Ella Simpson with a big understeer up the racetrack. Blocked that one off. Livingston chops back to the bottom. Oh, Savannah Simon with a half spin in the 7D car. Undoes all the good work. Great race. Race of the night certainly for the Youth Saloons so far. Zara Lee Tahura, Tyler Kelk, Josh Livingston, your top 3. We're 8 laps through. Livingston with a good run off turn 2 that time. Tyler Kelk ever closer to Zara Lee Tahura. Down at 3 and 4. Livingston looking real racy. We take the white flag. Livingston to the inside of Kelk at 1 and 2. He's got it glued to the pole line. We're 2 wide down the back straight. Lappers getting to become a factor on the last lap. Here comes Zara Lee Tahura. She's going to run to the checkered. Zara Lee Tahura, Tyler Kelk, Josh Livingston, Savannah Simon, your top 4. In a brilliant race, a brilliant showing from the Youth Saloons. Ella Simpson was right in amongst the battle early in that one. Shannon Simon in the 26 was next back. Then Ryan Glover with no rear bumper. Zara Lee, she's pumped up. Race victory for the 37D of Zara Lee Tahura. A few cars on the infield in that one. We had Nico Tahura in the 75, the 157 of Harrison Brown, and the 34 of Ben Howard, all to the infield. Give her a big round of applause, folks. Zara Lee Tahura. Sheer Madness Racing, Mulford Holdings on the roof of that machine. Well-deserved race victory. The cheers go up. Great to see.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Lights are down. Green this time by Glenn Johnson, Jesse Huback, your front row. The thriller Michael Jackson inside of the second row. Green is going. As Jesse Huback runs round the outside of Glenn Johnson, down the back straight, Huback leads it from Johnson. Then it's Michael Jackson in the 54. Jaden Fraser struggling to stay with these top three. Jesse Huback leading the way from Glenn Johnson. Huback looking smooth and fast in the 17D machine. Metal Spray Engineering on the wing. Michael Jackson has overcooked it at 3 and 4. Gets it refired. We stay green. And we've got a good heated race for the lead as Glenn Johnson. Oh, Huback's overcooked it. Johnson avoids. Huback keeps it planted. We stay green again, folks. So it's Johnson leading the way from Jaden Fraser now. Jesse Huback, Vernon Helms. Oh, Huback bicycles out of a rut at turn 2. It's all coming unravelled for Jesse Huback in the 17. Oh, Vernon Helms now spins. That's 3 spinners down there at turn 3 and 4. Glenn Johnson, though, leading the way comfortably now. He's in the 16-second bracket. Jaden Fraser giving chase. This is Huback and Tim Camp in the 73. Huback in the 17, down the back straight, they run. Huback led this race early. Still looking smooth, but gave away all of that track position. So our race leader is Glenn Johnson. We're on the white flag lap. Here comes Glenn Johnson. He'll bring it to the checkered. The 23D of Glenn Johnson. Oh, contact after the checkered flag. That wasn't in the playbook. Glenn Johnson from Jaden Fraser in the 36. Jesse Huback after the spin and win. Couldn't do the win. Managed third from Michael Jackson, Tim Camp, Braden Johnson, Vernon Helms. Perfect timing, Jace. The green flies and we are underway. Cody Finch in the 18D machine out to an early lead. Street stocks everywhere down there at 3 and 4. Reverse track once again. Look at Ben Jenkins. He's up into the 4th position. Puts the big spin on the 15 car. Almost tipped, the 6 car almost tips him over. That's Zach Newsham with a big spin. Race leader was spun down there at turn 1. That leaves the 24D car of Hayden Williams leading by a country mile. Ben Jenkins overcooks the Coomera. Lockie McLean puts him into the fence with a huge shot over at turn 3. Wow, Ben Jenkins will go after him. Ben Jenkins is going to wind him off. Wow, that was a huge shot. Lockie McLean put on Ben Jenkins. Jenkins front bar. Badly bent on the 345 machine. Timing screen with Matt Stewart in the lead. And I do believe the 24 car of Hayden Williams. Is doing the job at this point. Red's come on, and it's no surprise. Clint Gillies and Jesse Helm in the 21 car. Look at the damage on the front of Ben Jenkins' car, and of course he's been waved to the infield just because of the bar work damage. Dangerous projections if it was a warrant of fitness, wouldn't you say? And the damage on Lockie McLean's car, the corresponding damage, shows you the violence of that hit. Green is on, we're underway. Matt Stewart and Dan Black going at it down at 3 and 4. Matt Stewart, of course, in the 828. Going after the 24 car of Hayden Williams. Reds are on once more. Green is on, we're racing once more. It's the 24 car of Hayden Williams. Matt Stewart in the 828 gets rid of him. Matt Stewart, race leader. Dan Black now in the 22 car, chasing 29 Shire McCardry. Then the Hulk in the 8D machine. The earth shakes as the bank, the 99 car of Brett Bauer, made huge contact with the fence down at turn 1. Matt Stewart leads from Dan Black. In the 22i machine, the Hulk in the 8 car chasing hard. 66 Will Brown. Then it's the 24 of Williams. Plenty of Hulk fans in the arena, I'm sure, as there always is for Craig Blackler. Hayden Williams, that 24 car with a good strong race. Matt Stewart got rid of him, put the spin on. The Reds come on once more. 66 Will Brown with a flat outside front goes to the infield. So they're well on it in race control, folks. Of course, when the bars bend up like that, it's massively dangerous. Dangerous projections. Big Jace downstairs has a dangerous projection sometimes, but that's something quite different. White flag is out. Sheckard now waving. So it's Matt Stewart in the 828 from Dan Black in the 22 car. The Hulk, Craig Blackler, 3rd place. Hayden Williams in that 24 machine. It's 4th home, but boy, there's more cars on the infield than on the racetrack, folks. It's a graveyard out there. Damaged equipment. Left, right and centre. We better get the grinders, hammers, welders out to get these boys running for the 3rd and final heat of the night. A little bit later on. Spin belt, $100 up for grabs. Next time we see these cars roll out onto the racetrack. So Matt Stewart, Dan Black, the Hulk, Craig Blackler, your top 3. Then it's Benji Smale. Your Otago champion, of course, Benji Smale.
Got a broken computer? Don't throw it in the bin.
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Has your TV or toaster blown up?
E-Waste Services to the rescue!
Be a superhero. Recycle your electronics today. You don't even need to leave your home or business. They'll pick up most items anywhere in the Wellington-Kapiti region. E-Waste Services. They recycle anything with a plug. Head online to ewasteservices.co.nz or call 564 5464.
Green is in the air with the production saloons. John Murdoch and Billy Greer, the front row. John Murdoch gets out to an early lead. Billy Greer checks into turn one on the inside. We go too wide. John Murdoch, Billy Greer. Look at Billy Greer. Good run down the back straight to burn off the big Falcon and hit the lead. Blake Murdoch in the fence in the Primera. Hodgson also in the fence. Simultaneous crashing from the two young fellas, and there's damage on both cars. The 32 in a bad way. Blake Murdoch, we're going to have to go caution here, folks. We're still green. Billy Greer leading the way. Yellows are out. Well, that was a strange one, folks. The 32i with a big oversteer into turn 3 and slapped the fence, and Isaac Hodgson exactly the same behind him. So whether there's some fluid on the racetrack or something strange like that, it certainly looked a bit funny on the Valvoline replay. We'll learn a bit more. So Blake Murdoch goes to the top shelf, loses the rear and out to the fence, and look at Hodgson. Mirror image. Would have just been one of those things. It certainly looked a bit funny to me, but it was a big hit for Blake Murdoch on the 32i Nissan Primera. A lot of damage on that race car. Out to the fence and got decent height on the rebound off the concrete. The white dust was flying down there at turn 3. Both the young guns out into the concrete. Billy Greer, though, absolutely burnt off the big Falcon down the back straight in the 17D machine to hit the front. It's 83 Josh Murdoch now in second position. John Murdoch to the infield. The Mad Dog, Falcon loose in the 82D machine. Bailey Mitchell in the 78D running in third position there. The little Mitsubishi FTO. Lights are down. Green in the air. We're going to turn him loose once more. Murdy gets a good jump to the inside of Billy Greer. That's a move for the lead. Bailey Mitchell thinks I'll have some of that as well. Can't get the move done, but look at Billy Greer come off turn 2. Josh Murdoch in the 83D machine. Big rear wheel drive Falcon. Oversteer, understeer. Moment at turn 3 and 4. We're too wide for second position. Bailey Mitchell round the outside of Billy Greer. Josh Murdoch. Bit tank slappy in the 83. We're 3 wide, briefly down the back straight. Billy Greer backs out of that one wisely. Josh Murdoch throws it in, straightens up mid-corner though. An awkward mid-corner understeer on the 83 car. Bailey Mitchell all over the back of him now. Josh Murdoch doing all he can. We're 2 wide down the back straight. Bailey Mitchell underneath the 83 machine of Josh Murdoch. We're 2 wide through 3 and 4. Josh Murdoch looking for real estate higher on the racetrack. Can't do anything about the fast Bailey Mitchell in the 78 car. Got the 32D machine down the back straight stranded and the cautions are on. That's Jake Barr in all kinds of trouble. So he'll need a tow hitch to the infield. Josh Murdoch certainly peddling that big Falcon. Showing a good turn of speed. He's certainly improved dramatically over the last few seasons. In fact, both Murdochs, John Murdoch and Josh Murdoch, they've got those big Falcons working very, very well. And I guess the proof in the pudding. They a few seasons ago wouldn't have matched Big Alan Kirk's 37D production saloon, but consistently matching Alan Kirk for pace these days. Josh Murdoch goes back to the point of the field. Of course, we go back a lap after the caution, so Josh Murdoch back to the lead. bumper flailing on the back of the 89 T car. That'll need to be remedied before we go green, or we'll have an immediate caution again for debris. That'd be the third bumper for the night. The 89T machine to the infield. That's Brad McKee. He's been pacey tonight, but to the infield with that bumper hanging off. Green we go. Josh Murdoch leading the way. Billy Greer looks to the outside on Bailey Mitchell, but no, now under serious pressure from Alan Kirk's Big Falcon. Kirky looks to poke the nose in at turn 3, can't get it done. The big mid-corner push from Josh Murdoch's crucifying his lap speed as Bailey Mitchell says thank you very much, through to the point. 8 laps the distance, halfway. Josh Murdoch, a bit of an issue. It looks like a right rear puncher, and he's plummeting down through the field. So they're dropping like flies. Billy Greer runs second. Alan Kirk, Isaac Hodgson chasing hard. Then Regan Constable. That's the 4 on screen. Battling for second position. Bailey Mitchell's checked out. Driving hard. In fact, he's punctured his Bailey Mitchell. Bailey Mitchell, race leader with a right rear puncher. Still pushing on, but he's going to come into all kinds of trouble as Bailey Mitchell, as Billy Greer now gaining huge ground. Bailey Mitchell doing his best, but that right rear certainly down. Contact between Isaac Hodgson, Alan Kirk as they round up the stricken Bailey Mitchell. We'll try and get down to the infield, I'm sure, but race leader Billy Greer now. Leading the way in the 17D, leads it to the checkered. Billy Greer, Alan Kirk, Regan Constable, Isaac Hodgson, your top 4. So there you have it, folks. The 17D, Billy Greer led home, Alan Kirk, Regan Constable, and Isaac Hodgson, the top 4.
Situated just 1.5 hours drive from Christchurch is Hanmer Springs, a small alpine village that has everything for the adventurer or for someone looking to relax. Stay a while and enjoy a bike ride through the numerous bush tracks, or relax in the famous hot pools. Take the whole family and let the kids take on the many attractions on offer. And to top off your stay, book now with Hanmer Holiday Homes, where there's a budget and accommodation to suit everyone. Call now.
Looks like we just have a bit of a calculation to make down in administration land on the points, so they're just working that one out at the moment. But here we go, folks, to decide the Otago Stock Car Championships. Brought to you by Ricoh. Revs are up, green is up, green is down, and we're away. Harry Greer to the inside of Jacob Bolton. Peter Knight running second. Zane Tahura third. Harry Greer leading the way. Peter Knight, Zane Tahura, Harry Greer. Back with you, folks. Sneezing attack took the better of me. Zane Tahura to the point of this one. Peter Knight running now in second. Zane Tahura overcooks it. Peter Knight back to the point. Looks like the fish, the 337 of Jason Fisher. Chasing hard. Harry Greer gets into him, takes him up to the wall. Contact for both cars into the concrete. Will the fish look to retaliate? Peter Knight now checking out, but hopefully some bumpers come into effect in this one. So it's Peter Knight and Prozac, the 27D machine. Harry Greer showing the fish a clean pair of heels and actually perhaps gaining a little bit on Peter Knight. The young gun Harry Greer in the 33D machine. Sparks fly from Corey Campbell down through the field. Peter Knight now rounding up Jacob Bolton in the 861. Harry Greer getting ever closer. Harry Greer looks a man on a mission at the moment. Harry Greer in the Greer login 33D machine. White flag is out. Greer gets into Peter Knight, sends him around. Harry Greer for the lead. Harry Greer, great stock car action. Look at Zane Tahura sending it in on Jacob Bolton. Harry Greer races to the checkers. And a good heat race victory for Harry Greer in the 33 machine. Peter Knight was discharged out of that one. As Zane Tahura spins it after the checkers. So Harry Greer from Zane Tahura, Jason Fisher, the fish in the 337, and Peter Knight all the way back and forth after that good Harry Greer shot down the back straight on the last lap. And as Harry Greer rolls around to collect the checkered flag, and rightly so, we have the Burger King Dash for Cash. The top 12 qualifiers about to roll out onto the racetrack for the Holden Trade Club Saloon Speedweek Dash for Cash. Burger King putting the cash up, and this of course to set the grid for the 20-lap feature race. I'm going to have a quick look at some paperwork here. I'll be back with you very, very shortly. Josh Livingston setting the pace to the green. We're racing. Livingston out to an early lead. Tyler Kelk looking to make a bit of headway in the 48 car. Looks like the 157 of Harrison Brown. High and wide. Bit of carnage to the infield. It's the 828 of Maddie Stewart. Bit of street stock action. It's in the blood for Maddie Stewart. Josh Livingston leading the way over Tyler Kelk. Then a two-wide battle, Harrison Brown on the outside of Ben Howard. Brown gets the better of that one. Look at Shannon Simon moving through on Riley McCabe. Immediately goes to work on Ben Howard. Two wide they go. Kelk and Livingston two wide for second position. I need to tune my eyes up. So, race leader Josh Livingston in the 15i machine. Of course, Tyler Kelk battling with Harrison Brown in the 157. That's your top three. So, Livingston there in the green Honda Civic. 15i machine, hard in the rev limiter down the front straight. Lappers to contend with. He's had to go three wide to get round those lappers who were embroiled in their own race. Harrison Brown goes low side on a lapper to steal second place away from Tyler Kelk. Opportunistic move, gets it done. So the 15i of Josh Livingston now feeling the heat from Harrison Brown. The two Riverside Honda Civics going at it down the back straight. Brown throws it on. Turn three. Little bit of rubbings racing between the two Riverside visitors. A lot of rev limiter action once more as they go under the control tower. 8 laps the distance, 2 to run. Livingston, Brown, Kelk, your top three coming together on the racetrack. Racing hard, too wide for the lead. Look at Brown, got the move around the outside. We run too wide. White flag lap, here we go folks, down the back straight, too wide for the lead. Livingston, Brown gets a nose in front. Livingston, break deeper, they wheel to wheel it. Who's going to get there? They race to the checkered. It's Harrison Brown in the 157, got there folks. Harrison Brown gets heat 3 for the youth saloons in the 157 machine. Josh Livingston second. Tyler Kelk was third. Shannon Simon in the 26 car was fourth. And a long way back to Savannah Simon. Liam Gillies, Maddie Stewart. Look at the eyes on him, folks. Harrison Brown, star of the future for sure. Tin Boy, the 157i from Riverside Speedway in Invercargill. Well-deserved victory.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, clean it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
Could be a bit of gamesmanship potentially from the outside pole man setting the pace. Green is on, we're racing. Jaden Fraser jumps out. Streaks away, Jaden Fraser in the 36 car to an early lead. We're 2 by 2 in behind him. So Tim Camp in the 73 car, battling Vernon Helm. Good 2 wide action. Vernon Helm's car snapped sideways. Ugly snap down at 3 and 4. Glenn Johnson slings it into turn 1 and 2. In the 23 car, he takes second from Tim Camp. Good close racing for second position. The leader's checked out. Jaden Fraser's gone, folks. So Glenn Johnson in that 23 car in front of Tim Camp, Vernon Helm, Michael Jackson, Jesse Huback. You could throw a blanket over the rest of the field. Jaden Fraser, though, he's checking out big time. He's just reeled off a 16.1 second lap. Next quick is like a whole second slower than that, so that's hyper speed from Jaden Fraser. He's absolutely on it in this one, the 36i machine. Glenn Johnson comfortably checking out. Big brake glow on the Michael Jackson car. Possibly carrying a bit of left foot in that, or a floating rotor caliper issue causing a lot of drag. We saw that last season here at Beachlands with the midget car visit. Hope he's got some thick woolen underpants on there. Michael Jackson, he'll be getting a very heated behind. Big brake glow. He may need to pull to the infield. That's getting really bright. That's a fire risk for Michael Jackson. White flag this time for Jaden Fraser. Glenn Johnson, Michael Jackson battling for second. Jaden Fraser's absolutely checked out. A 16.1. Next quick is a 16.6, folks. That's Michael Jackson with the glowing rotor. Jaden Fraser takes it out. Here's the battle for second. Glenn Johnson gets there from Michael Jackson. Next was Vernon Helm, then Jesse Huback. Timing screens with Glenn Johnson listed down the order a little bit, but certainly Glenn Johnson, the 23 car, ran second in that one. Michael Jackson, he'll be loosening the belts and just trying to sit up off that aluminium seat in that race car to be getting very toasty, let me tell you.
For any powder coating job, no matter the size, Invercargill's powder line can deliver the desired professional finish, specialising in powder coating and thermoplastic coating for any aluminium or steel items. Powder line services are suitable for both domestic and commercial purposes with 2 large ovens on site. Powder line can powder coat anything from mag wheels, car parts, gates, sprint car frames to house flashings, garden seats and aluminium window frames. With 280 colours on site for customers to choose from, we have access to thousands more, which are available by order. Give the friendly office staff a call to book your job in now.
Green is up. Green is down and we're racing. Braden Adams away to an early start. Shire McCarty in the 29 car looks to go top shelf and get a run. There's a melee down through the field, a lot of carnage. The Hulk had a big shot on the 10 car of Dylan DiMarchi. DiMarchi goes round again. The Hulk, he's swinging. Blackler is into it, folks. Under red we go. The Hulk, Craig Blackler, he is swinging. Lights are down, green is on, and we're away once more, folks. It's the 85D car of Shay McKenzie leading Ben Jenkins, then Dan Black. Shire McCarty in the 29 car, that's your top 4. Race leader down there at turn 4 now. Ben Jenkins giving chase. So Shay McKenzie. Ben Jenkins chasing. Oh, Lockie McLean, the meat wagons had a turnaround at 3 and 4. Ben Jenkins overcooks his Coomer at 3 and 4. He goes around. So Shay McKenzie now comfortable. He's in lap traffic though. He's got Lockie McLean trying to deal to him. Race leader Shay McKenzie. Dan Black on Lockie McLean. Says don't muck with our race, buddy. Dispatches him. Cody Finch is stopped down at turn 4. Action aplenty, the 66 machine. That's Will Brown up in the fence over at turn 2. So Shay McKenzie still leading the way. The 85D machine. There's a few cars out for blood by the looks of things. Craig Blackler had about 3 cars and 3 corners on the opening lap, did the Hulk. He runs second as the Hulk, Craig Blackler. Shay McKenzie leading the way. They're leaving him alone. Big hit. On Benji Smale, I believe. Green still on. Reds are out. So we've got a car stopped down at 1 and 2. It looks like the 62 machine of Carl Thompson, the wagon. Of course, a spin belt on offer here, folks, so a wee cash incentive for the car that turns the most people around in this one. The Valvoline replay is going to show a good solid hit here on Benji Smale up into the fence. So it was Dan Black that put the hit on him. Lined him up. Benji Smale was looking to go around the outside of some of these stricken cars, and Dan Black put a good solid shot on him. The white dust flew off the concrete wall. Not far away now, folks, from 20 laps of saloon action. So we take in some of these Valvoline replays here at Beachlands Speedway. Hope you're enjoying the action. Gets going, does Mackenzie in the 85 car to commence another lap. So the Hulk is running second in the 8D machine. Coming under fire now from Shire McCarty. Race leader on screen there, folks, the 85 car, that's Shay McKenzie. They've left him alone in this one. Over there at turn 2, second place, all the way back, length of the straight. So McKenzie puts a lap on the 89 machine, that's Clinton Finch. Ray Blackler, Shire McCarty, they're battling it out for second position down there at turn 2. McCarty in the 29 going after him. Cody Finch gets a bumper to McCarty at turn 4. Puts the 29 around into the infield. Cody Finch, not long out of youth mini stocks, but certainly throws down in the contact grade. It's great to see. As Ben Jenkins, a high-speed spin on Finch, sends him around. We're under the white flag for race leader Shay McKenzie. He's got one more trip around the quarter mile. He's in clear air all by himself over there at 3 and 4, so he'll run to the checkered. Shay McKenzie, a well-deserved race victory. And it's all on everywhere else on the racetrack. The 66 of Will Brown and the 29, the 89 even, Christ almighty, of Clinton Finch. Ben Jenkins with a pretty interesting slide over the finish line there. Still under green as we wait for the remainder of the field to complete their final lap. And that'll be it, folks. All she wrote. So full credit to the 85 machine of Shay McKenzie. He wants the checkered flag, I'm sure. The meat wagon of Lockie McLean's certainly dished out a fair bit of punishment tonight. The 187 machine makes it back to the pits under its own steam.
I tried wishing on a star, I'm still here, you're so far away. Across the water, said a prayer on my knee, nothing happened that I can see. You're still across the water. I said,